Hey guys, Michael here from Impact, Wisconsin. Excited to be back with you again today. Today we're going to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion in the peer support environment setting, sort of the benefits of DEI in peer support and what you need to know in order to be making sure that you're being inclusive, understanding, and inclusive of all of those, not only that we serve, but that we recruit to be peer support specialists here in our community and across the state. So there are many ways to apply DEI to peer support. A couple of examples would be recruiting a diverse group of peer supporters, providing training on DEI issues, which is what we're trying to do right now, and then just creating a welcoming and inclusive environment. The peer support program should really be a safe and welcoming place for everybody, not just someone that looks, sounds, and acts like me. Other benefits would be just that peer supporters are better to connect with a wider range of people. Peer supporters are more likely to reach their full potential that way, and peer support programs are just honestly likely to be more effective. So, if we're being inclusive of everyone that we are coming across, whether it is a peer or someone that we are recruiting to be in peer support, diversity, equity, and inclusion is a very important part of that piece of training. So, what I will say is that Impact Wisconsin has developed a DEI statement, which can be found on our website. It can be found at www.impactwi/DEI. This is a statement that I wrote with a couple of other professionals, just sort of outlining how we choose to move forward as an organization and how we treat diversity, how we work on inclusion, how we work on just inclusivity as a whole in this field, as we live in a very predominantly white area, and we live in an area where people's sexual orientations tend to line up with our own and tend to be a part of just kind of what our normative culture is as a whole. And so just understanding some of those things, understanding not that you necessarily have to be a knowledge base for all things DEI, or not that you even have to really understand where every specific person is coming from or agree with them, even as long as you're being inclusive, as long as you're showing them equity, and as long as you're being diverse in the way that you see the world, the lens that you look through being a lens of we're here to provide peer support. We're not here to make life decisions for people. We're not here to try and tell them how they ought to live as insofar as their sexual orientation or gender identification or in their own cultural competencies. We're not here to direct that. We're here to direct them into resiliency. We want to direct them into a life of resiliency that will create a sustainable recovery for them on their terms, in their way. This goes for everything from gender, race, all the way down to where they come from as far as a financial background, their intelligence. There are all sorts of different areas where we have privilege that we don't really even know. Some of us, it's of course myself in particular. I'm speaking of being handsome, so I have that privilege as an example, just something that some people don't oftentimes think about when we get into the conversations of equity and inclusion. They might have a lower than average IQ. They might be disadvantaged. There might be generational poverty. There might be generational addiction. We just don't know all of these things. We don't know everything about every person. And so our goal here at Impact Wisconsin is to be inclusive and to be supportive no matter what their socioeconomic background looks like, no matter what their orientation, no matter what their religious affiliation or beliefs are. So that's basically all I have to say to you about this module. I look forward to talking to you more about it in person in our in-person trainings. And if you have any questions before then, you can email me at impactwi.org. Again, it's Michael at impactwi.org, and we will see you soon.